I know I've been on a broken record and I sound like one at the moment, but yeah, as you guys are very well aware, I am not a fan of WWE right now. It's definitely been on the back foot for me for quite some time, and I don't know why, for some reason, some people thought that that one time I said something positive about WWE, which was the Raw After Mania show, that all of a sudden it meant I was going to start liking WWE again. It wasn't. Like, as I said, as long as Triple H is giving me stuff that I want to see, I'll be more than happy to praise it. But at this point in time, I'm just not interested. I am just not interested. Like, this is what happens when I set my expectations too high, and this is what happens. You expect your expectations a bit too high, and sometimes you over exaggerate. And if I'm being completely honest, I think that's how I feel right now with WWE. So I'm going to be going over the issues that I have with WWE, and I'll see how many of you guys are willing to agree with me or not, because I'm pretty sure I already know when it comes to Triple H defenders, everyone will always defend everything that Triple H does, even if he is to blame for all of it. Number one, too much celebrity bullshit. There are way too many damn celebrities. Logan Paul is the worst one of them all, obviously. There's way too many damn celebrities involved in pro wrestling nowadays. And I know a lot of people thought them going to Netflix was going to be a good thing for WWE. But honestly, I don't know. I think Netflix might be hurting WWE in a bit of a way. The only positive I can really give Netflix is not really a lot of ads, but even then, that's a stretch. I'm just so tired of the endless amount of celebrities that they show. Like, you got people like Travis Scott now getting involved. The celebrities they showed last week are like getting involved and physically getting in the ring. Physically getting in the ring and doing moves on wrestlers. Like, this celebrity stuff needs to stop. It's perfectly fine to show celebrities sitting in the crowds. That's fine. That's perfectly fine, but we don't need to be seeing these kinds of celebrities getting in the ring and actually taking bumps, actually having these wrestlers actively taking bumps for these people. Like, it's not right. To me, it's not right, and it's just so darn stupid. So definitely, the overabundance of celebrities is definitely one of the biggest things that's really been turning me away from WWE. Number two, Triple H's poor use of the women's division. Triple H's poor use of the women's division has definitely been very well documented. And it doesn't matter how many times he wants to call people up to the main roster to try and make his women's division look incredibly good, he just cannot do well with these women's divisions. I mean, Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch had so much potential, but all it is just the two of them constantly bickering with each other. That's all it is. It's just the two of them cutting promos. Why can't Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch have matches? Why can't Becky Lynch have a match on Raw against somebody? And then Lyra Valkyria actually, messes with her and causes her to lose the match or whatever. Yes, I know the Money in the Bank qualifier. I know someone's going to bring up the Money in the Bank qualifier, but to me, that doesn't really matter. But, but at the end of the day, the Becky Lyra storyline seemed to have potential, while Becky's heel run, to me, has definitely been something I've been wanting to see, but so far, to me, it's not really been doing much for me. Not Becky's heel run is not doing much for me. It's more the fact that they haven't tried anything to really get Becky Lynch hated. And more importantly, as I said before, they do way too much segments with their champions. I mean, look at Io Sky. She has not wrestled in quite some time. This is the exact same thing that happened to Rhea Ripley. Remember, this was the same thing that happened to Rhea Ripley when she was champion. They always had Io in segments, and they couldn't find anything for her to do. They couldn't be bothered finding her a challenger to defend her title against, like Kairi Sane or Liv Morgan or Raquel, Rhea Ripley, or anything along those lines. Roxanne Perez, Ivy Nile. You know, you got a lot of women on your roster, and you're telling me you can't find room to give Io Sky a match on Raw? This was the issue that people had with Rhea Ripley's title reign, and yet Triple H continues to repeat this exact same issue. He's doing this with Tiffany Stratton as well. Tiffy barely wrestles. Instead, she's going to have backstage segments with Alexa Bliss and Naomi and other people. Instead of just having your champions actually, be champions and defend their titles and show why they deserve to be champions, you're just going to have them lazily around backstage, just interacting with people. Liv and Raquel have barely ever defended their titles ever since they won them. And yes, I know Liv Morgan was away doing a movie, but now that she's back, there is no darn excuse to have her and Raquel do something with those tag team titles. But instead, they would rather have Liv Morgan be in a similar storyline to what Rhea Ripley was in last year. Last year, Liv Morgan was trying to manipulate Dominic Mysterio to go with her instead of Rhea Ripley. And now they're doing the exact same thing by having Finn Balor have Roxanne Perez manipulate Dominic into trying to ditch Liv Morgan. And now Liv Morgan is pretty much Rhea Ripley. She's now pretty much Rhea Ripley in this situation, and Roxanne Perez is what Liv Morgan was. To me, this is not creative. To me, rehashing a storyline that we've already seen last year, to me, is not exactly great storytelling. To me, it is utter laziness. To me, it's utter laziness, and it tells me that they are trying not so much to be creative. And I'm sorry, I am so tired of this whole Karrion Kross push as well. Well, I guess I can't really call it a push because he hasn't really been getting much. I don't know where this Karrion Kross support came from. Just because Karrion Kross cut one viral promo, even though what he said was true, it does not mean let's push Karrion Kross up. Just because he made a viral moment that was partially true does not mean he should be getting TV time or he should not be getting pushed. I do not understand that at all. To me, this is just another attempt from the fans to just have some ungodly amount of love for a wrestler that they never had any love for before. Where was all this support for Karrion Kross all those years ago when he came back? It's the same shit with Austin Theory. Fans are now all of a sudden cheering for Austin Theory and want him to get a push. But when he was pushed, nobody wanted to see this guy pushed. It's almost like the fans are pulling a 180, and this is the thing I really do not like about WWE. The fans are just doing completely 180s and flipping the scripts on situations that don't even make any sense whatsoever. Number 3, the endless amount of releases. I understand you have to release people and all that stuff, but to me, this is getting ridiculous. To me, the amount of releases that WWE have been doing over these last several months has been ridiculous. Not only that R-Truth and Carlito have been let go, you got Cora Jade who was let go, you had Gigi Dolan who was let go, and Dakota Kai and Braun Strowman. To me, this is ridiculous. WWE continue to brag about how much money they're making, but yet, if they have so much money, why are they releasing talent? If they have so much money, why are they releasing talent? And they continue to say that they're releasing these talent due to budget cuts. Really? Budget cuts? You guys, Triple H has been going on press conferences for months, bragging about how much profit and how much money they make, and yet you're still letting people go for the sake of budget cuts? I thought they were making so much money, and that moves into my next problem. TKO, money, and the endless amount of ads. This is completely ridiculous, and to me, this is one of the biggest reasons why I'm tuning out of WWE. TKO have really been a really bad product. They have been really bad since taking over WWE. And look, I will be putting most of this blame on Triple H as well, because he's the one that's booking the shows. When it comes to Raw and SmackDown and the pay-per-views and how bad things are looking, that's on Triple H. We can't blame TKO for that, because they're not the ones running the show. They're not the ones in charge telling Triple H what to book on TV, because remember, Triple H is the head of talent. He's the head writer. He's the one that's making all the decisions. But when it comes to TKO and the amount of sponsors, it is ridiculous. Sponsors all over the ring. It's almost like the wrestling doesn't even matter. The endless amount of sponsors is just downright ridiculous, and I just can't stand it. I cannot stand the endless amount of sponsors that are all over the place, and ads and all this other stuff. It's just ridiculous. It's all over the place. It's ridiculous, and it's too much. It's ridiculous, and it's too much. And I wish WWE would stop this. It's fine if you want to do some ads and all that shit, but man, it's just way too much. It's just way too much, and it's all over the place for me. And TKO, I definitely know better when it comes to that kind of thing, man. But yeah, it's definitely ridiculous with the endless amount of ads and all that stuff. Like, again, they continue to brag about how much money they make, but yet they somehow have to still ultimately release and let people go for budget cut reasons. Again, if you guys are making so much money, why are you releasing talent if they have so much money that they are supposedly owning? They are supposedly earning from all the stuff that they have been constantly bragging about. Pay-per-views galore. My God, can we at least get a bit of a break from pay-per-views? Like, we got WrestleMania. We had 2 nights of WrestleMania, and then about 2 weeks later, we then had Backlash. And then after Backlash, we then get to and then we get Saturday night's main event about another 2 weeks later, and then another 2 weeks later we get Money in the Bank, and then another 2 weeks later it's Night of Champions, and then possibly another 2 weeks later it's Evolution, and then another 2 weeks later it's going to be SummerSlam. Can you please let things breathe? For crying out loud, WWE. Do we need to have do we really need pay-per-views 2 weeks separated apart from each other? We need to build. We need to build stuff up. And this is why PLEs are failing, because you're not building up any PLEs. You're rushing things. You're rushing to get these matches out because you barely have enough time to build anything up. You got 2 weeks to build up everything. And you're rushing everything. You're rushing all the storylines. You're rushing matches to get put on the cards just because you only have several weeks to build them up. Can we please spread them out a bit? You know, like, spread them out. Like, maybe one a month instead of it being one a month instead of it being, oh, instead of 2 pay-per-views a month. Like, it's absolutely insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me that after Money in the Bank, that once Money in the Bank is over and done with, we'll be having Night of Champions 2 weeks later at the end of June. Like, please build things up. Do we really need things to be so close and so rushed? Like, that's the other thing. It's completely crazy to me, and it's way too much. And the biggest reason why I am not following WWE as much anymore, and I know this may be a stupid reason, but honestly, I don't care. He's becoming the number one biggest thing, and the biggest reason to why I cannot bear to watch WWE anymore. Logan Paul. Logan Paul is the biggest reason why I am tuned out of WWE right now. This guy is completely unbearable. This guy is unwatchable. I don't care how great of an athlete he is. He is the biggest celebrity bum I have ever experienced. This guy is absolutely terrible. I cannot stand this guy. I've had friends tell me there are certain superstars who they look at as reasons why they've tuned out of WWE. a friend of mine once said Dominic Mysterio, which is a good reason. Which to be fair, I think Dominic is a good person to back out of wrestling from, because the guy's a bit of a bum. But again, I remember during several years ago, maybe 2021, 2022, I had to sit through one of the most unbearable superstars that I had ever watched, Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was one of the most unbearable guys I had to tolerate on the roster. I just could not stand him. There was just something about Matt Riddle I just could not stand. And every time I would hear his bro theme, I would always cringe and I would always groan, because I do not want to see this guy get involved. But his but again, I had to tolerate it I had to put up with him even more when he did his tag team with Randy Orton with the RK Bro stuff. And to me, that was the only time I tried to tolerate Riddle. But other than that, Matt Riddle was just not tolerable, and I just could not stand the guy. But to me, Logan Paul and his stupid "Ayo!" is becoming the absolute worst. I cannot stand this guy. This guy has far surpassed anything that made me dislike Matt Riddle. To me, Matt Riddle, I disliked him because I thought his character was stupid. I just didn't like his character. He was an idiot character. And to me, I don't usually like idiot characters. I usually like my characters to be smart and actually, know what the hell they're doing. Most of the time anyway. But when it comes to Logan Paul, everything about this guy is insufferable. Triple H does not care about the past that this guy has done. This guy has done so much scummy stuff over the years before his years as a pro wrestler, but Triple H doesn't care. Does Triple H care that Logan Paul at one point in his life recorded a dead body in Japan that ultimately got him banned from Japan? No, he doesn't care, because Logan Paul is making him money. Logan Paul is making him money, so he does not care about that. Does he care that Logan Paul at one point in his life scammed people for money? No, he doesn't, because Logan Paul is making him money. Logan Paul is bringing viewers, ratings. He's a draw to his company. So to me, he doesn't care about Logan's past. He doesn't care about what a scum Logan Paul is in real life. Logan Paul is now protected and shielded by Triple H and being employed by WWE. Him being employed by WWE is his way of being shielded of criticism. The guy literally says that his own hate is now considered forced. He thinks people disliking him is now forced. No, it's not forced, Logan. We genuinely do not like you. We know why we don't like you. You are an asshole. You are a prick. You are a menace to society. You are the biggest idiot that has ever walked the face of this planet. But yet somehow you don't seem to understand that you are the problem. Logan Paul, unlike Matt Riddle, I didn't like him because I thought he was an idiot. Logan Paul is generally unlikable and is generally the most unlikable person on the face of this planet. I would rather watch that shit that Randy Orton did with Matt Riddle over any of the garbage that Logan Paul does. Logan Paul is the biggest reason why I don't watch WWE anymore, because I just cannot stand this guy anymore. I just cannot stand this guy. This guy is an absolute twat, a prick, a dickhead, and an asshole. And no amount of viral moments and no amount of how good of a wrestler he truly is can make me change my mind. And that's the thing with people. They are so believed that Logan Paul is such a good wrestler, it's easy to just forget about all the bad things he's done. It's like, oh, I may hate this guy, but God almighty, he's a good wrestler. To me, you are falling for the trap that Logan wants you to do. You're falling for the thing that Logan wants. Logan wants you to admit he's actually good at his job. To me, he's not good at his job. The boos that he garners are not real boos. It is go away heat. Fans do not want to see this guy. Fans do not want to see this guy. Logan Paul is exactly the thing that I have been fearing for a long time with WWE. An absolute insufferable person that just makes me want to tune out the company. As I said before, Matt Riddle Matt Riddle I couldn't stand, but that was just his character. To me, everything about Logan Paul I do not like. I do not like that he makes videos about Pokemon cards because again, he's an idiot. I don't like anything about Logan Paul. I don't even like any of his theme songs. There is nothing about Logan Paul that makes me like this guy. He is going to be a world champion. Triple H is going to make this guy world heavyweight or WWE champion within the next 2 to 3 years. And to me, that's going to be a horrible, horrible day to be a wrestling fan. And that is why, folks, I am not watching WWE much anymore. Because to me, Triple H is destroying the things that I loved about pro wrestling. And he is on the verge of losing one of his most loyalist wrestling fans. Thank God for All Elite Wrestling.